Hello everyone, this is Steven from the Even Steven channel, and today we're taking a look at the WASR-M. The WASR-M is a 9mm semi-automatic blowback operated rifle that is patterned after the AKM, AKM. Civilianized versions of AKM. It comes with one, I think 33 round magazine, which is so long it's been hitting my tripod, so I'm gonna just take that out. This is aftermarket, I think KCI, if I didn't say correctly. Their brand on here that I'm trying to find. Here we go. It comes with one 33 round KCI magazine. This has been blocked to 10 rounds as per New Jersey law. And actually, the person who blocked this actually made it 9 rounds. I can only get 9 rounds in here, fortunately. So for the sake of the video and not hitting the tripod, I'm going to use this Magpul 10 round magazine, which doesn't look as cool, but actually does not hit my tripod as I'm making this video. So as you can see, it looks very AK-like, AK-ish. I'm going to do a very brief overview. Turn the rifle around, come back the other way. WASR-M, caliber 9mm by 19, Century Arms, Georgia, Vermont, made in Romania. Nova Module, which I think means new model. I got that correct. Now, very quickly before we talk too much about the rifle, I want to show the box it came in. Because for the people that buy this gun, they might want to know how it looks when it comes. So it comes in a relatively sturdy cardboard box, and I think Century Arms puts a lot of their guns in here. Styrofoam. There are a few things in here. This is the package the magazine came in. You see, someone actually crossed out 33 minute 10 round and wrote 10 rounds. As per New Jersey law, someone did that before I bought it. This is a cover for the charging handle. This was wrapped around I think the trigger guard. Just some information there. Oh, dropped it. I want to see if there's anything important on the other side. Looks like a lot of warning information. Okay. A lot of warning information there. And manual. Which, to be fair, is specific to this gun, so that's nice sometimes. Sometimes they just give you generalized manuals. And oh, one thing very important on the right here, you couldn't see it. There is a chamber flag here. Now what this is supposed to do is it's supposed to be one piece. And what happened was this had broken off and this was stuck inside the barrel. That is very dangerous. That is possibly a barrel obstruction. That is not, that's the opposite of what you want. You want this one piece sitting inside the chamber to let you know that the gun is safe. And with this broken off, this is actually much more dangerous than if this had never been in the first place. So very careful, check if you get one of these WASR-Ms, or just in general, just check to make sure there's nothing in the barrel before you start shooting your gun. That's actually quite dangerous. Very important safety concern. Now, back to the rifle. So, the box comes is actually pretty decent. And we're going to go back to front as I normally do, and we're going to talk about the WASR-M, which is a gun that you could have for around $600–700. So it is pretty affordable AK. It's not as nice as my VTS submachine gun. Not VTS, the Kalashnikov USA KR9 that I had at one point. I have since sold that, came out of the collection, and I got a really good deal on this, so I decided to buy one. Now, going in the back, we have this wood furniture. I don't know what kind of wood it is. I'm not an expert on wood. It seems like it's been stained, but it's not like sealed or finished in any way. It just seems like it's been slightly stained. We seem to have very just standard AK furniture. Notice how the butt plate is a little bit proud off the wood. This should be a little more flush. Is that a big deal? No, but it's not a great sign. Very standard AK pistol grip. Very nice. Standard AK charging handle. Safety. Now you can lock the bolt back in this little notch here. So that does work. Can make it a little easier to load these magazines. If the magazine is fully loaded and you push it in here, it'd be a little hard to seat that magazine inside. We got safety, charging handle, trigger guard. Just double check, make sure it's empty, even though I'm pretty sure I just showed you it was empty. And I hit my tripod at the same time. I knew I was going to do that. But we press on. Looks empty. Magazine wall. So this is a plastic piece. I'm actually going to take this off. This is a plastic piece that's been put on here. The release is there. It's on the left. I guess that'd be the left side only. I don't think it's reversible. It doesn't look like it. We'll take it off in a second. I'll show you. Standard dust cover. We do have a rail, like a wraparound rail attachment, like a mount that you could put that goes onto here and then goes on top. I actually have one. I had parts lying around. I had this UTG rail mount, this monstrous thing, and I put this. Sorry. Sneeze there. I put this Monstrum LPVO on top, and it was just, I don't know. I had trouble getting this as tight as I wanted to get, so it's just the whole thing off. Excuse me. Cough there. However, this will slide on like most AK mounts. I just had these parts lying around. That's why I did something so ungainly. But this will slide on. Not easily. There should be it. Okay, that was a little tight there. Then you lock it down. Oh, okay, I guess you need that to be tight. I get a little cough there. Okay. Going back, we have, see, there's a little bit of rust here. So this was from Short Shot Pistol Range. They had been sitting on these for a long time because I think they were charging a little too much. They were charging like $800 and $900 for these. And I guess eventually the owner got tired of it and he decided to sell them off at like a ridiculously low price. Why are these sights off? I think I'm supposed to have these sights, this sight over here. There we go. That explains why I was shooting a little high before. Standard lever. I mean, from the outside, it looks very standard AK. I kind of like this little palm swell here on the handguard. Again, the wood looks to be stained, but not really finished or varnished in any way. Standard. This all looks like very standard AK stuff. This has been pinned in place. I can't remove it. I think someone, as per New Jersey law, someone drilled and pinned this in. I don't believe this came with a bayonet lug, and if it did, someone had to grind it off. We also have a cleaning rod. It does come with a cleaning rod. Some don't. Some AKs don't come with cleaning rods. I don't even know this is this looks like it's a little bit different size than normal. This might actually be specific to this gun. So that's an interesting touch there. And we have what from the outside looks like a very standard AK. But it's until you get on the inside you see how kind of crazy this gun is. So first we're going to start with the magazine release, or the magazine well. So this is a plastic part that's basically been clamped on to an existing AK receiver. The standard magazine release has been basically cut off if it was ever there. You know, maybe it was fabricated that way. But the standard magazine release is still there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this punch, push this forward. Sticking now. Okay. We'll press on, but this absolutely came off before, and I'm having trouble getting it off now for some reason. But when I actually got this gun, this was not fully attached. It popped off, and basically what someone had done is they cut a notch here. It had hinged on, and then kind of snapped into this place right here, into the existing AK style mag catch. And now as I'm trying to get it off now, it's not coming off. And I don't know why. It's not moving anymore. Maybe the bolt's holding it in place, so we'll move on. We have a standard AK style top cover. That seems pretty normal and standard. And then if you look inside, it's a little bit weird. If you know anything about AKs, this is not what an AK looks like on the inside. So, I mean, it has a general appearance of an AK, but it's just not. The recoil spring, I think, is shorter. I'm not sure if this is the exact same part as the standard, semi-auto AK. We have this piece right here. This is basically a block. Just a block to stop the bolt from moving too far back. Now with the block removed, again, this is just a piece of plastic that limits the travel of the bolt. I wonder if it's smacking on the back of this. It doesn't look like it. And with that removed, the entire bolt can come out. And this is very much not an AK bolt. An AK bolt comes separates. This is just one big piece. Looks like it's been combined. This is probably one piece. This is probably one piece. This is probably pinned through. This looks like it was all one, one forged piece, I guess. Looks kind of like a casting. The machining is not great. The finishing is not great. And it's just, this is just mass. Like the KR9, they take advantage of this space right here. There is no gas system here. It's just empty space. And with that out, let me see, maybe if I pull it, relieve the hammer, this down. Let me see if I can just, if I can now get this magazine released. I took it out, when I got it, it was not in there. It kind of popped out. Oh man. Maybe it wasn't supposed to come that way from the factory. But now that I popped it back in, I can't get it out. This is not standard for the AK. The trigger group might be. This is, I'm not sure what this would normally be on a standard AK, but it's not. Otherwise, I mean, it looks like someone took an AK receiver and, modified it to be 9mm, which, is fine. This looks like standard AK gas tube. See if we can see it in here a little bit. This has a kind of brownish color as I'm looking at it. A little odd. And it's hard to see inside this, but there is no gas port. This is just looking like an AK without being an AK. There's no gas system here. So it's kind of interesting how they put it together. Like I said, it's mostly AK. It looks like they took an AK receiver and kind of just cut things and did things and clamped things on until they got it to be 9mm. Now, of course, this has to be a 9mm barrel, but I'm sure this is pretty much just an AK receiver, or very, very close to an AK receiver that has just been heavily modified. And I'm really disappointed that I can't get that magazine well off now. I thought that was something you could pop off on really easily, but for some reason it doesn't want to go. Now I wonder what would happen if I just took that out. I wonder. How far back would that go? It goes about the same back. Maybe it's just a little bit further back. It's not substantial though. I think the idea is because the 9mm cartridge is so much shorter than 7.62x39, they're trying to make sure it doesn't go too far back. But as big as this block is, it only seems to stop the bolt from moving back a very short difference when it's not there. That is interesting. I mean, yeah, I mean, just like a quarter of an inch or a half an inch, quarter of an inch, really. All right, all right. I guess they realized they needed to stop the bolt from moving back that quarter inch. Now let's see. Do some. Give us a nice smack. Does not want to go back in. We'll take it off camera for a second. Excuse me. Make sure I have this all the way forward. Okay, got it on. That was a little bit of a chore there. So I was just very interested in how this was put together. And like I said, this is a magazine well. There's a cut here on the receiver. It hinges in, and it locks on the standard AK magazine release. And this has been either fabricated to be shorter, or this is just cut off. And this is actually here. This is the magazine release. So for all that, how does the WASR-M work? And I will say, surprisingly well. Surprisingly well. You know, I wasn't super excited. I wouldn't say excited, but I had tempered expectations because this is not a Kalashnikov USA KR9. You know, it's a little scratched up here. There's a little bit of examples of, you can see a little bit of rust here and there. The fit and finish is not the best. However, for all they say about the WASR-M, it does work. Out of like 300 rounds, maybe 300 or 400 rounds, I don't think it had any problems. The only problems I'll say it have is that if you have a fully loaded magazine, this could be a little hard to load. You know, a little hard to seat. And what you can do is you can pull the bolt back and try to get into that notch, which is a little stiff. You can do that, so you're giving yourself a little bit of space, a little bit of a relief, and then load the magazine, and then go like that. You can do that. This safety lever is a little stiff, but okay. But it does work. It does work as advertised. So kudos to Century Arms and WASR. Now I do have some test targets here. This is 25 yards, just kind of casually leaning on a table and shooting. That's not great. That's not great, actually. That's a little better. 5 shots, 25 yards. Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, some of these shots aren't terrible. Some of these, you know, some of them are touching. And I think that thing with me shooting a little bit high is just the fact that I had this sight was all the way back, which actually raised the sight a little bit, and it was supposed to be like that. So, you know what? I'm going to give it to the WASR. In terms of accuracy, it seems to be there. In terms of reliability, it seems to be there. Now, maybe I'm spoiled because I used to own that Kalashnikov USA KR9. But there's something about this that makes it seem more like a toy. It seems more like a range toy than a serious use firearm. You know, that Kalashnikov USA is, you know, literally the best 9mm AK you can get. And so anything else compared to that is not going to seem as good to me. However, this is at times maybe half the price of a Kalashnikov USA KR9. And I can't say it doesn't perform as well. The only thing I could do is maybe if I were to get another 700 rounds through it, because I shot at least 1,000 rounds for my KR9. I did. I shot about 300 rounds through this. And the only thing I guess it doesn't have is the long-term track record with me personally, but they seem to work. They seem to work. So what do I see a gun like this being used for? And again, first and foremost, I think this is a range toy. I think this is a fun gun. Maybe do like a PCC competition thing. There's something about it that I just don't feel comfortable recommending this as a serious use firearm, a go-to-war gun, because it's 9mm. But even a home defense gun or something like that, there's something about it, I just can't recommend it for that. Because something about it, something I can't qualify holding it and looking at it, something about it just makes it feel like a range toy. And that's what I think it's good for. It's a range toy. And if you use it in that role, I think you'll be very satisfied. There's something about it, I just can't recommend it as a serious use firearm. I guess I'm just spoiled by the Kalashnikov USA KR9. That was such a nice gun. And the only reason I sold it was because I just wasn't using it enough. So I decided to sell that. And eventually I got a good deal on this, so I picked up this. So if you get a good deal on a WASR-M, maybe you get a nice sale price, you get it for $600. Yes, definitely. I have seen these in stores, and I handled them in stores, and I was like, I don't know, but haven't actually shot one, used one. They work. They work. Surprisingly. Yeah, that's another thing. A company like Century Arms and a company like WASR may not have the best reputation, but my example of gun seems to work pretty well. Now, this is Steven from the Even Steven channel. Please do all that like, sharing, and subscribing, and I will see you next time. Thank you, and goodbye.